Our good buddy is Leiter. There you see him there. He's our pal.
Be nice to your guests when they come on. And then you punch them in the mouth.
That's a good point.
No, I'm kidding.
I want to be nice to you. I'm okay, Al. Nice to chat. First off, let me hear an update on Jack there at Texas. What's going on? Fill me in.
So he's got 3 starts. He looks good. Stuff is good. He's feeling good. So I start with that. But the biggest thing I think he's learning from a guy who hasn't pitched in a professional game, because after last year, he went to the College World Series with Vanderbilt, threw a lot of innings, so they shut him down, there's a difference in the strike zone. When there's no computer and there's no system in place. So he's learning where to go and then just a feel for all of his pitches. But thank you for bringing him up. He's feeling good and he looks good.
Are you driving the coaches crazy by hovering around every single game? What are you doing in this situation? Let me hear as a doting father.
Dog, if you were here, I would knock you to the moon. No, come on, Chris. I didn't do that to his U12 coach, his high school coach, or his college coach.
I'm kidding.
I stay away. Purposely, if they want to mix it up with talking pitching, I love to do that. But no, it's good. It's good. And the Rangers have been great. I love Chris Young. The fact that he pitched in the big leagues and, has been through that and understands the up and down of a baseball player and the people in the organization, all that. No, it's been very good. I'm very, very happy where my son is right now.
Last thought on it. Are we talking maybe next year? When do you put him on a fast track without putting too much pressure on anybody? Nobody's holding you to it. When do you think he could be in the big leagues?
I don't know, but here, I will tell you, when I met Harvey Dorfman after 2 shoulder operations, the mental game of baseball guy, in 1991, when Gil Patterson told me you need to go meet this guy, he was with the Oakland A's at the time, and then I had a chance to have Harvey as a coach with the Marlins, and I spent so much time with him. I never go there, and Jack doesn't either, and neither should any pitcher. Your job, you think about what you have control of, and I know it sounds like something out of a book, dog, but it is. I don't know what it is. I know they're going to do the right thing. They're moving him along slowly and just trying to get him into professional baseball in the system. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think, just keep doing what you're supposed to do to be a good pitcher.
Right.
That's it. Honestly, I don't know.
And everything will take care of itself. Good point.
Right,
okay,
right. The tweak here, the tweak there, and something happens and a guy gets hurt, all of that. So just keep doing your thing. He pitches tomorrow in Midland, Texas against the A's AA team.
Wow, how about that? All over that is my buddy Al. All right, how about the Mets? They've been hit 19 times. You want to just say it's happenstance? Mets crowd the plate? The hit batsmen are not any higher than they've been in the past, but the Mets seem to be hit constantly. What's your take on that? Let me hear. Go ahead.
It's not a single solution or answer. It's not. There's a lot that goes into it, dog. You've covered baseball for a long time and see a lot of games. But there's an element of frustration and anger and emotion, as we're watching here with Alonso getting hit in the coconut with a changeup. And certainly Buck, having been manager for many years and, also played, you got to protect your players. And you have to also put a line in the sand and say, okay, enough's enough. Now, with that said, there was a few bases loaded hit batsmen. There's been a lot of, slider kind of thing, backup sliders that they're getting hit. So I think you have to look at the circumstance of the game, who's on the mound, the history, and then look into as to whether it was on purpose. On top of that, Chris, then you look into scout reports, right? I don't have the scout report in front of me, but I don't know what the strength and weaknesses are of the Mets hitters. But, there's certain areas you try to go to. And if it is in the up and in quadrant to not get one of the big guys extension, now do you have pitchers that have the ability or not to be able to throw in those areas? So, a lot plays into it. So I don't know. I'm not putting too much into it unless it's super blatant to me. And, but I'm not in the dugout, and I'm not Buck Showalter either. So.
And so far, it hasn't been super blatant. As you said, you can have explanations for the 90%
here, real quick,
of the 19.
Chris, I'll give you the example. You faced the Oakland A's back in the day when Tony La Russa was the manager, and you hit their number 2 guy or 3 guy or 5 guy. They were going to hit your number 2 guy, 3 guy, or 5 guy. That's just the way it was, and you knew it. Tony, that was his way. It was like, okay, you hit my guy. I don't care if it was a backup slider. We're going to hit your guy. That was the way you kind of got your hitters to not think they were going to be pin cushions. And you, as a pitching staff, you're paying attention as to which of your guys, because you're going to need them, to be able to feel comfortable when they get in the box and they don't think that your pitching staff isn't protecting their players. Old school,
yeah,
probably.
There's a lot to it. Yeah, I like it, though. Old school, I'm okay with it. I think La Russa took it to too far an extent, but I do think you're right on that. How about the ball itself? Everybody's moaning and groaning. I did have Dylan Bundy on here the other day. He said, you know what, the weather's lousy. You can't expect uniformity with these balls. Give me a ball, I'll get it over the plate. So he poo-pooed it. Everybody else has made a big deal. You know how these baseballs operate. I mean, you can't figure out the same ball for everybody. Baseball also bought the company, which has raised some eyebrows as well. They're in charge now, so it's not an independent deal making these baseballs. It's a lot to go with. What do you think there? Let me hear.
Yeah. So, but look, there's enough independent studies and scientists out there that are constantly looking at this. So, look, I think it comes down to this. Every ball is unique. When they actually put the baseball together at the very end, there's somebody actually stitching the baseball by hand. So, maybe I pull a little harder than you do on the 108 stitches that go around the baseball that put it together. You mentioned about Dylan Bundy, exactly right. When it's cold, you don't get a grip, you can't get sweat. The ball feels like a cue ball, literally. So I think there's a fine line. Pitchers went to an extreme with getting all sorts of crazy potions to get too sticky. I'll be honest, I don't know of a pitcher that I ever played with or against, and I'm sure there's somebody maybe out there that didn't use something periodically to get a grip. I don't consider that cheating at all. I think if it was cheating, here's an example of a rosin bag right now that they're using. Actually, I used it on the morning show, and it actually works. But if trying to get a grip was cheating, then why was there ever a rosin bag behind the pitcher's mound? It's to help a guy. So somewhere, Chris, they're going to find the happy medium of what the ball should feel like and go with that consistent thing. But they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
One last quickie, and make it quick, and be honest. You have a perfect game, bottom of the 8th, 80 pitches. You're taking yourself out?
Come on, Chris. Are you kidding me? You just asked me that? I threw 106.
That's an important theme.
No, I threw a game in April with Dallas Green as my manager with the Yankees. I threw 163 pitches. I'm not saying go there, but I don't know, man. You got a chance for history and for the game to celebrate something like a perfect game. No, I'm staying in there.
So you're with me? You're with me. You're with me.
Yeah, I was appreciative of Bobby Valentine in a 2-2 game after the 8th inning, and I struck out the side in the 8th in the 2000 World Series that he let me stay in.
Yeah, who could forget?
Yeah, so, we lost the World Series, but I still appreciated that for 143 pitches. No. And know the uniqueness. Know the uniqueness of each pitcher and how they get to their number. That's really more important to me than just a number.
Let him pitch the 8th. You're the best. Long time, no chat. Don't go. Don't disappear. Thanks for a few minutes here today. Always a pleasure.